the school, so we can't.
Yeah. Do you have access to the agenda or do you want me to throw it on the screen?
I have it.
Okay, perfect.
All right, I call this meeting to order. Do we have any public comments on non-agenda items? Okay, we need an approval of last meeting's minutes. Or a motion for approval of last meeting's minutes.
Motion to approve last month's meeting minutes.
I'll second it.
Seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
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 All right, motion passes. Reports. Superintendent Hannah Neeskens.
Just working on facility stuff this summer. We've made a lot of headway so far for the project in the high school. That is the ventilation system repair and upgrade. It's nearly done. So that's great. They started right after school ended and we're right on track. They've also started painting the exterior. So we're hoping that by end of July, the paint and the siding facade will be done. Also, our tile work that we have removed in the varsity gym lobby and also in the elementary lobby, it's all gone. We just don't have our new planks in yet. When they were removing the tile, they encountered some difficulty with however it was adhered to the concrete underneath. So now we're having to use some leveler to fix some of the gouges that happened when they removed tiles. So nothing insurmountable. We're just trying to get it repaired correctly so that it's perfectly level when we install the planks. Other than that, there's some odd things that have cropped up. Our windmill, which we think isn't actually generating power for the school anymore because no one seems to be able to interact with it. And that was a project that Todd Breitenfeld did like decades ago. Our windmill is bent. It's leaning at an angle right now. So we are exploring how to dismantle it and disconnect it. We don't quite know if it's connected to the grid. So it seems like a Jim Sacre project to me. I'm sure he will get it figured out. So that is the case. So if you get comments that our windmill is at an angle, yes, we know, and we are working on a solution. We are probably going to have to take it down. It's pretty much obsolete. The company that installed it has gone out of business. And we've tried to see if it's actually generating power on the grid, and no one thinks it actually is. So we don't know what it's doing anymore. In addition, our trees overhanging the elementary school have had some wind damage, so we're going to end up having to get those trimmed. That was kind of an unexpected project that's cropping up, but we'll get it taken care of. So at some point we'll have to turn off the sprinklers so that the lawn hardens up so that the bucket truck can drive on our lawn to trim the trees. So you're going to notice that our grass in front of our elementary is not going to look great for a while because we have to turn off the water to firm up the ground for that to happen. The other thing that happened that's unexpected is that we think someone ran into one of the pillars in front of the elementary school that's holding up the portico, like the front entry. So one of the front entry pillars is very damaged. So I think someone did not navigate the 90-degree turn at some point. We're not exactly sure when it happened, but mysteriously, one of our front pillars is no longer structurally sound. So we had a company come out and called Groundworks, and they're going to repair it. It's going to cost about $8,000 for that repair, but we have to do it. That whole front structure will collapse if we don't get this repaired. So now that I'm back here, I can start looking at camera footage and maybe discover when and how the damage occurred, but it happened we think maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago. So just abruptly structurally unsound. So those are my updates.
All right. Thank you. Does anybody have any questions? All right, on to new business. Hire athletic directors and coaching staff.
Okay, so you should see before you a list. There were some additions that came in late, so please make sure that you're looking at the revised list. We do have for high school Britt McLean coming on as athletic director, and coaches Koenig, Adams, Slater, Hay, Miyoki, Hariff, Larson, Newman, Neeskins, McLean, Hariff, Hoover, Nelson, Sacre, both Steve and Carrie, Slater, Du Bois, and Menking. So those are our high school coaches. Our middle school is Vile, Alverson, Johnson, Schilling, Smith, Stanley Williams, Glaus, and Sacre.
Okay, we need two. No, we probably just need one for this because it's all junior high up.
So you need two motions. You need a motion for to approve the high school coaches, and then a motion to approve the middle school coaches, so that the high school people can vote.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Can I get an elementary motion?
I'll motion to hire the elementary coaches as listed.
Do we have a second?
I'll second that.
Seconded. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Yay.
All right. Any opposed? Motion passes. Okay. Now a high school motion.
I move to approve the high school coaching staff.
I second that.
Do we need to do coaching staff and, or is that all inclusive, coaching staff and the athletic director? Or
I move to approve coaching staff and athletic director.
Thank you. Yeah.
I
I'll
second.
that.
seconded? Any discussion?
I just have a quick question. I had recently heard that Tanner was still questioning whether he was going to coach next season. Does this mean he's committed and he is going to coach one more season?
That's our understanding. I haven't heard that same thing. So I've spoken to him as of last week, and he didn't even give me any indication of that. So
Okay. That may have come
I
from
can specifically
high school.
ask him, but he is hosting open gyms. Has been since all summer so far. And I
Okay.
spoke to him personally about just relocating open gym because of the flooring project, and he didn't indicate otherwise to me at that time. But I'll specifically reach out to him, Rico. He hasn't resigned, nor has he indicated that he's rethinking it.
No worries at all. I just heard from a few team members that was the internal discussion on is he or isn't he. We can move on. I mean, if he's doing open gym, I'm part of it, and sounds like he's in approval.
Okay. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Motion passes. On to reviewing the Internet Policy 3096, use of electronic services and networks.
Okay, so this is a required just review that we do annually, where you just look at it and say that you've looked at it. And I think you may remember, for those of you who have been on the board before, we do this every year. This is required for our E-rate funding. We don't have to make any alterations or changes. It's just acknowledging that we receive federal funds and that we adhere to federal guidelines, so that we basically filter the internet appropriately for student use, in keeping with federal guidelines, since we receive federal funds for internet use. That's the long and the short of it. But we have to acknowledge that we have indeed acknowledged that we do this.
All right. Review
No
acknowledged.
action.
All right. On to 3, hire high school social studies teacher, Ricky Wanacott.
I think it's Ricky Wolcott or Wanacott. No, you're right. It does have two N. Okay. I met her, but I did not interview her. But the interview team, which consisted of our English teacher, Jimmy Lewis, Britt McLean, and Jason Slater, had nothing but good things to say. And we did have 5 applicants, I believe, for this position, and we interviewed 3 of them. So just letting you know that there's still good news out there for hiring teachers, at least in some specialty areas. Social studies, obviously, there's no shortage. So we did have our pick there. And this candidate was a recent graduate of MSU, but very well-spoken, newer stuff, and is excited to come to Whitehall. She lives in Butte, and so likely will be a commuter teacher for us.
All
So
right.
recommending hire.
Okay, do we have a motion to hire Ricky Wanacott?
I motion.
I second that.
All right, seconded. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Hire sped teacher. I'm not going to try to pronounce that.
Leanna Rosales. Yes.
Okay.
So Leanna currently works for us. She has been in the para position for the past year. She has been a great addition to our staff because really, truly, she's super overqualified for the position she is in currently, which is para. She actually worked for the Oregon State Police for the entirety of her career and retired out of the state police. She's an adjunct professor at Bushnell University for criminal justice courses. And she has been working all this time that she was our para on her doctorate, and her doctorate is in education. So she will be one of the very few doctors on our staff. We do have a few of them, but and will definitely be eminently qualified for the position she's in. In addition, the classroom that she would be taking over is the classroom she currently works in as a para. So she knows all of the students and all of the other staff that is currently working with the students. So it's exciting that we have this opportunity to hire internally of someone who's so qualified for the position. So highly recommending her.
That's great. Okay, do we have a motion?
I have a question just before I make the motion. What is SPED? I guess what's the acronym for SPED?
Yeah, sorry. Sorry, Ryan. Special education.
Okay, gotcha.
Yep.
Okay.
So this is this particular classroom that she's in is consists of elementary and middle school students who are receiving specialized education.
And then second question, just as far as making motions and seconding in my role as a board member for the high school, am I able to do that for
Not for this
middle?
teacher, no,
Okay,
because
for middle
she's
school,
only
anybody
teaching.
who's
Yep, yeah,
middle
she's only
school, I
teaching
need-
K-8
okay.
students. Yep, great question.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, so you and Robin will set this one out.
I would have answered that question wrong, Ryan, so I'm glad Hannah was there.
I motion to hire. I can't remember.
Leanna Rosales. I will second.
Seconded. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
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 Motion passes. All right. Now we need a motion to approve the claims and accounts for elementary.
Motion to approve claims and accounts for elementary.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Now we need a motion for high school claims and accounts.
I move to approve the high school claims and accounts.
I second that.
Seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Now we need an authorization to pay the June bills.
So just some clarification on that for the public that might be watching. Every summer, we do not have a July meeting. So rather than waiting till August to approve June bills so that we can pay them in a timely fashion, we ask that you kind of pre-approve it. These are things like utilities. We don't have a lot of spending in June. Maybe Alyssa, you can elaborate on what this is.
Basically, we like to have the power on, so feels like that
Not make the city mad, pay our water bill.
Yeah, so just reoccurring bills. Let me pay them in the summertime. That'd be great.
Fair enough. Do we have a motion?
I motion to approve the June bills.
I'll second.
Seconded. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Now we need a motion to adjourn.
I motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Motion passes. This meeting is adjourned. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you
Bye,
all for
guys.
joining.
you,
Thank
guys.
you.
Wow.
Bye.